Right, we're just going live here. We're going to be streaming iRacing Porsche Cup at the Hockenheimring. We're still getting our stream set up, so bear with me for a couple minutes. We're going to fortunately miss our qualifying. So we're still tweaking a few things here.
Fastest lap for Rose, 138.59.
I was hoping to get this going a little bit earlier, but should have the stream all ready to go here in a few minutes. We're just about there. Sorry for the delay. So we're going to use this first race basically for practice. I think we ended up in the top split anyway. So I think we're probably going to be pretty far off pace from a lot of these guys. Okay, so we should be going live on YouTube right now. Let's see what kind of times everybody has. Yeah, we could we can run low 140s. So at 18 cars, we might have qualified P15. That's all right. All right, so we're starting dead last, which we kind of expected. So we're just gonna kind of take it easy. Our first race of the day, no practice.
– 16 laps. P18. Okay, Jesse, get ready. Go, go, go! There's an incident in Nord curve. Yellow flag, keep your wits about you, mate.
On your left. You're clear left. On your left. Hold your line.
Tires are still
Clear
pretty
on the
cold.
left side.
Sweet start, mate, keep it coming.
So once again, we don't have any practice laps in, so it could be interesting. We ran some laps last night. That was a silly mistake.
There's an incident in Mobile 1. Yellow flag, watch out. Thirteenth place.
So pretty much everybody in front of me is probably going to be quicker on pace. I think we landed maybe in the top split here.
Incident in Spitzkær hairpin. Looks like it's Alves. leader's just done a 138.67.
Just making tiny little mistakes. But I am doing a halfway decent job of protecting the tires, though. I don't think we've locked up yet. That's a big yet. Because we'll definitely lock up at some point.
We've had a cut warning. Keep it tidy, please, Jesse.
I screwed up my gearing.
The gap ahead is now 1.9 seconds.
Accidentally entered the hairpin in second. Wanted to be in first.
The leader has just done a 138.48. The car behind is catching. The gap's now 2.6 seconds. Quicker than you, entering Spitzkær hairpin.
See if we can get the hairpin right this time. Screwed it up last lap. That wasn't very good either. We struggled getting back on the throttle. Tiny bit of lockup. So Lucas behind us is chasing us down. And then the cars battling up front are definitely quicker, but I think because they're battling, it's allowing us to stay
There's
within
an
reach.
incident in Spitzkær hairpin. It looks like Brown and Burke.
Alright, that was better out of the hairpin that time. Oh, what's this guy doing? What's he doing?
There's an incident in turn 7. We think it might be Brown. P13. Incident in Mobile 1. It looks like Brown.
Car on your right. Clear right.
Incident in turn 13. We think it might be Korea.
Not sure what these guys are doing. Jeez.
Car on your left. Still there. Clear left.
The guy ahead is Korea.
That was kind of a weird lap. I think I was being way too cautious there.
The gap to Korea ahead is increasing. It's now 1.3 seconds.
Oh. Yeah, we had a bit of a lock up there.
Keep it within the track limits.
At this point, the tires are, at least the front tires are probably heating up pretty good. So you'd expect the handling to start to drop off a little bit. But that was more of a mistake than anything.
V14, you're better than this.
Oh,
The car's
that was
better than
terrible.
this. Get it together, man.
That was a big mistake.
Pay attention to track limits, please, Jesse.
So we should be running low 140, so we'll see maybe if we can try to run that pace for the remainder of the race.
There's an incident in turn 9. It looks like it's brown. The gap to Alves ahead is increasing. It's now 3.3 seconds. There's an incident in Mobile 1. We think it might be brown. There's an incident in turn 15. It looks like it's brown. Incident in Spitzkær hairpin. It looks like Williams. Yellow flag.
Looks like a couple of cars spun in the hairpin. Locked it up again.
The stewards have warned us about track limits. Keep it between the lines. lines, please, Jesse.
This won't be good for our safety rating at all.
That's half distance. Fuel levels are fine. B13.
But typically Porsche Cup is bad for us as far as safety.
The car in front is pitting. Okay, Jesse, you're reeling this guy in. The gap's now 1.7. B12.
Well, it's kind of boring running around by ourselves. There's some guys complaining about potentially wrecking each other.
There's an incident in Spitz-Care hairpin.
I knew we wouldn't be very competitive, but I was hoping we'd be a bit more consistent. So we got, what, 5 laps remaining. You've got a black screen? Well,
The gap to Alves ahead is increasing.
Shit.
It's now 7.2 seconds.
I'll have to check that once I get through at the race.
There's an incident in Mobile 1.
Well, I guess you're not missing too much.
It's pitting.
Are you jumping into race, Matt?
P11.
Okay. Yeah, I'll probably be back on later too. Gotta figure out what's going on with the stream then. It's bizarre. Oh shit.
We've just had a warning for cutting the track. Alright Jesse, there's a car exiting the pits, heads up.
I've got it set
Alves
to...
ahead is increasing, it's now 10 seconds.
I've got it set to game capture right now. Definitely not winning. I got dropped into the top split, so the fast guys are running 38s and I'm running 41s when I get a decent lap. Yeah, it's set to game capture, so I'm not sure what the deal is.
You're a second off the pace in Sector 2.
Anybody else having an issue with the black screen?
Are on your right. Clear on your right.
The gap to Alves ahead is increasing. It's now 12 seconds.
Definitely overdriving. I'm not at all consistent.
There's There's an incident in Sud curve. Looks like it's Alves. Yellow flag. Caution. Two laps remaining. Your lap time was 1:42.00.
Yeah, we should be running in the 41s, low 41s, high 40s. So I'm probably running about a second slower than I should be.
Push, 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 or we'll lose this place. Incident in Sachs. We think it might be Burke. B11. One more to go.
I was too aggressive over that curb. Trying to be too cautious. I don't want any more incident points, so pretty much hop the sausage curb in turn 1. And we are done.
B11. Well done, mate. Good finish.
So Matt, I can't lie about winning if crew chief is going to tell everybody on P11. Alright, Matt's saying he has a black screen. Let me try to pull it up on my end, see how it looks. Matt, on my end it's working. Maybe it's something on your end? At least I was able to pull it up on the app. Let me see if it's working on desktop. Looks like it's working on desktop too. But I see my relative moved around again. Okay, I think we've got the relative fixed. It looks like it is streaming okay on Twitch. So I'm not sure what the deal is. Matt, I don't know what happened on your end. Anybody else that might be watching, can you let me know either way if the stream is working for you? Yeah, if there's an issue, I want to try to figure it out. I wasn't paying attention at all. Someone had just asked me a question in the race. I completely missed it. Oh, thank you, Eric. Thanks for... So it's working on YouTube. Okay, perfect. Thanks for chiming in and let me know. I greatly appreciate it. So we're multi-streaming to, obviously, YouTube and Twitch. So Matt was saying on his end, he was on Twitch and there was an issue with it. But when I pulled it up on my app, everything was fine on Twitch. So I think maybe he just needed a refresh, possibly. So hopefully when he checks back in later, he can try to refresh. So we're going to jump into the next race, which is the open setup. So we'll do Porsche Cup Open. And Eric, does the audio sound okay on your end? Does it seem okay? We had to make some tweaks earlier today, so I'm hoping everything's running smooth, trying to make some improvements. I didn't check my stats. I should check my results. Probably lost both safety and iRating, I'm sure. Cool. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate it. So, Eric, you do any sim racing? I'm guessing you do if you found me. It's kind of loading a little slow here. It's actually loading really slow. I wonder what's going on. Okay. Do you primarily do iRacing, or are you kind of on some other sims? And what are you racing in real life?
The leader has just done a 139.72.
So you primarily run, do you just do practice or do you run different leagues?
The track temperature's decreasing. It's now 21 Celsius.
Okay, so you got a BMW E36. That's pretty badass. And then a stock car. So what tracks are near you? Where are you located at? Lucky Dog Sim Racing League. Okay. Hey, do they have one of somebody I know on Instagram? I think he ran a race up in either Oregon or Washington over the summer, and I want to say Lucky Dog Racing League, I think was the league that he was, or the race that was, okay, Northwest. Okay. So my buddy, he ran with a team, and I think it was the Lucky Dog Racing League that put it on, because I remember he sent me the timing so I could watch the timing. So I think he did an endurance event. I can't remember what track he was at though, but it was this past summer. So is that what you run the E36 in?
The pit exit is clear. Push now.
Yeah, I think I remember that when I was looking at timing and scoring. I think they had events all across the US. Sorry, Eric. I'm trying to run some practice laps and peek over and read your chat. Oh, that was bad.
We need to slow down, give back some time.
Okay, so you're doing officiating in 2021? So not racing as much? Then you got the car built for a couple of different organizations and NASA. Years ago, I was a member of both NASA and Sports Car Club of America. I had aspirations of trying to get into road racing and just never really kind of transpired with the economy at the time. Did a ton of autocross and then ended up going to a NASA track day and got pretty much addicted to track days, and then pretty much quit autocross at that time and spent, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 years doing track days, and then ended up being able to coach for track days, which was pretty cool.
V12.
So years ago, when Thunder Hill, I'm in Northern California, when Thunder Hill decided to start their own kind of high performance driving events. Just because some people I knew, I was actually brought on to coach when Thunder Hill started their high performance driving events, so that was pretty cool. And then Hooked on Driving ended up taking them over. And then I coached for Hooked on Driving, I don't know, for at least 2 or 3 years. And then the economy crashed and got out of doing track days, unfortunately, and just never got back into it. So I then decided to get into sim racing. Figure it was less expensive and
Sector 2 is 0.8 off the pace.
didn't have to spend hours or days trying to prep cars. So being self-employed, the whole doing track days and wanting to get into actual racing just didn't work very well. Man, this thing's really hard to handle.
E7. Sector 3 is 0.6 off the pace.
Thinking the track temperatures are probably pretty high right now. As I'm cornering, the car just wants to go sideways. Oh, you've done the 25-hour, nice.
0.6 off the pace.
So yeah, you're familiar with Thunder Hill then. So I've been lucky enough to coach at Thunder Hill, Laguna Seca, and Sonoma. I don't have very much experience at Sonoma, and only actually a couple days at Laguna Seca. But I have quite a bit of experience out at Thunder Hill. Spent a lot of time out there.
Sector 2 is 0.6 off the pace.
Oh, you were with HOD? Wow. Yeah, it's been, jeez.
All right, Jesse, we need to watch these track limits.
Probably 2006 or 2007 since I coached with HOD.
8th place.
Are you referring to the setup for what I'm in right now? This is actually an open setup. With this car, you can't tweak too much, but I could probably add a little more wing. See if that helps with some of the stability. So how long have you been around motorsports then? Sounds like quite a while. Alright, time to jump into the race session. Hopefully we get into the bottom split. Okay, yeah, I'm thinking my first track day was probably a couple years before that. That's a long time ago, trying to think of when my first track day was. It was probably 2002, 2001 maybe? Yeah, so my first one was with through NASA, and then the Thunderhill, SCCA owns Thunderhill. They saw the success that the different organizations had that were doing track days, and there weren't a lot back then, not like now. And like I said, we were lucky enough, my buddy and I, because we knew a few people through autocross. We were invited to do coaching for them when they first got started, and then it turned out it wasn't necessarily the best deal for the track. So they ended up having HOD take over their particular program. So we ended up moving over to HOD, which they were always very professional. The David Ray, I think he was running it. I think he's still pretty involved. I still get all of the emails to the instructors, but I've been so out of the loop, I probably wouldn't get back into coaching. I'd like to get back into doing some more track days though. Coaching, it just got so busy. Obviously one of the incentives was free track time, and initially we were able to get quite a bit of track time. We could jump in with the different, usually we only had to coach like A and B was kind of optional. So a lot of times we would run with C and D, sometimes even B if nobody needed coaches and the field sizes were small enough. But they ended up getting so popular, we would be coaching pretty much the whole time. I mean, there'd be some days we wouldn't get hardly any track time. We maybe get one session. I mean, it was still rewarding. Don't get me wrong. I still love being out there. I didn't even check to see where we are as far as split. Looks like we got in the top split again. Don't really have the pace for the top split guys.
Track's clear. Push, push, push. We've got 2 laps to get the job done.
Three total?
The track temperature's falling. It's now 19 Celsius.
Or kind of back to back? Or just like 3 sessions? Oh, that's a busy day for sure. Yeah, having students in 3 groups, that's a busy day. It was terrible.
P5. That lap was a 140.80.
There's no way that lap stands up. Yeah, which that's awesome. I mean, that was a big part of being able to do the coaching too. It's kind of having impact, especially when people didn't have much, if any, motorsports experience. And just even teaching the basics of car control and understanding what the car is going to do under acceleration or brake, and how to adjust if what the car was doing, because a lot of that stuff can translate to everyday driving too. But also getting out there and being around other people that have the same passion.
The leader has just done a 138.47.
So do you have any series that you're going to be racing in this coming year in 2022? And where do you run the stock car at? Surprised I didn't get an incident point for that. So we qualified ahead of 1, 2, 3.
That's the end of the session. P11.
We're quicker than 5 cars, and then there were 2 that didn't qualify. And that was in the race setup. I didn't run the qualifying setup. I actually forgot to switch it over. So Eric, my dad actually lives up in Seaside. And I almost moved to Portland probably about 20-something years ago. Came pretty close to it. But ended up landing in Northern California, originally from the Central Coast of California. But love going up to the coast up in Northwest Coast up in Oregon and Southern Washington. It's amazing up there. Oh, that could be a pretty busy year. Think you'll get any races down in Northern California? Where are you? Nice. Yeah, I picked up CTSV a few years ago, and I've been wanting to get it out there, but haven't
The track
yet.
temp is 19 Celsius. The air temp is 18 Celsius. Heads up, we're going green. Green, green, green.
still there. Easy, hold your line. All clear on the right. Careful, car on your right. Clear on your right.
Trying to tiptoe through there on cold tires.
Okay, Jesse, decent start. We can build something from here.
Yeah, and I guess it's pretty early too to try to figure all that out. I mean, a lot of places aren't even scheduling stuff yet. My wife's family used to run a couple of dirt tracks, and this is about the time of the year they would start discussing races and scheduling races. Well, we survived lap 1. That's good.
10th position. We think P6 has gone off in Nord Curve. We've been warned about track limits.
That was a little close. Alright, we're going 3 wide. Whoa. Shit.
All right. Clear right.
I'm not sure what that
Okay,
was.
Jesse.
On your right. Clear on your right.
He just totally let off the throttle.
The leader's just done a 139.17.
Back end got pretty late there.
E9.
At least we're having more action this race than the last race. The last
Okay, Jesse, don't let this guy distract you.
race is actually pretty boring. Hey Matt, you're back.
That's the fastest lap of the race. All three sectors are 0.6 off the pace.
Yeah, I had checked the stream after you mentioned not being able to see it, and it looked like it was working fine on my end, so I think maybe you just needed a refresh on your end. So Eric, in case you're wondering, we're streaming to both YouTube and Twitch. So Matt was commenting on the Twitch stream. He had an issue earlier being able to see it.
Car on your left. Clear left.
The gap in front is now 0.7.
So Matt, later on tonight, we'll have to try to get some races in. I thought for sure I was getting an incident point there. Tiny bit of a lock up there. So Matt, with this work schedule, this will be your new kind of work schedule going forward?
Front is now 0.7.
Well, yeah, if you've got solid work,
The gap
keeping
behind
you
is
busy,
now 1.3.
that's obviously a definite priority over sim racing. Even though you're famous now on Twitch.
Well, that was a 141.26.
Yeah, those are long days, Matt. Dude, you're famous. You're getting paid.
P9. We've been warned about track limits.
Don't worry, the money will start rolling in. And then you can become a full-time streamer.
The gap in front is now 0.7. There's an incident in Nord Curve.
I think he took himself out there. Right now I have my Thrustmaster, I have the T500RS wheel pedal setup. But
Easy, car on your left. All clear on the left.
I recently got some Viotek V3 pedals. So I just need to take the time to get them all hooked up and software uploaded. I think that'll make a huge difference. A lot of people obviously say that pedals and good wheel make a ton of difference. How are you liking the new wheelbase? Watch that corner.
The gap ahead is now 0.9. Okay, Jesse, that's half distance. Fuel levels are fine. P8.
No, not in the Thrustmaster, no load cell, but in the Viotek pedals that I need to get connected, they do. So I think that's going to make a big difference with just kind of being able to feel more what the car is doing. So Eric, Matt just got the new Viotek CSL direct drive wheelbase. So he's saying that makes a huge difference. Eric, on your setup, what do you have?
The gap behind is now 0.9.
So Matt's saying that his new Fanatec wheelbase is basically amazing. But he said that the pedals made a bigger difference.
You're reeling this guy in. The gap's now 0.43. Hold your nerve, make them do the work. They're faster than us into turn 2. Sector 1 is 0.35 off the pace. Sector 2 is 0.7 off the pace. Sector 3 is 0.5 off the pace.
Sorry guys, just trying to concentrate a little bit there. Guys behind us are starting to catch us. I think I'm just a little bit quicker than Remy. Damn, you're casting it up on a projector? It's pretty badass.
All right, all clear on the right.
Shit! Oh, damn. He was quicker than us, but he didn't need to push us out of the way right there.
The gap in front has increased. It's now about 2.0. P11.
So we are P8, back to P11. I have a feeling there'll be a little more drama up there. Yeah, I think I just need to bite the bullet and get the CSL DD ordered. When I was looking the other night, it looks like the
car behind is reeling you in. The gap is now 2.6.
they're back ordered to like June now. But if you get the one with the, was it with the boost? You can get delivery as early as January.
That lap time was 1:41.53.
All right, Matt, I'll keep an eye out for you. Hopefully you can get a couple races in tonight. Thanks for hanging out.
Come on, Jesse. Push, push, push. We can get this guy. Incident in, turn 14. Yellow flag, keep your wits about you, mate. P10, that lap was a 141.34. Your lap times are pretty consistent.
Yeah, I think when he got into me and pushed us off on that corner, it looked like maybe he was a little, maybe he missed his braking point or maybe he locked up a tiny bit. He was definitely quicker than us. He was going to get us, but instead of being P10, maybe we'd be P9 or P8, possibly. See if we can keep Matthew behind us here.
2 to go. The lap time was at 140.90. Okay, Jesse, we've gone out of track limits. Keep it between the lines. You're pulling away from the guy behind. The gap's now 1.3.
Yeah, my safety rating is going to be jacked after this race. We're already up to 9 incident points.
There's an incident in turn 9.
Yeah, my front tires are struggling for grip. Big time.
Alright, Jesse, hold your nerve, just keep it smooth, no mistakes. A bit quicker than us entering Sachs. 1 more lap to go.
Oh, that was terrible. Hey, what's up, Crash?
You cut the track, keep it nice and tidy.
You gonna get on and do some racing with me tonight? Oh, that was wicked loose right there. Oh, he's got a run on us. He could have taken the inside on us. He just wanted to be respectful, race us clean. Or he knew I was going to do that.
Left side, all clear on the left. Careful, car on your left. Clear left.
Come on, keep pushing.
Man, this car is a handful. Alright, well, we survived.
P12. Okay, it's over.
Should have been up around P8, but that's how it goes sometimes. Yeah, she's putting you through errands because you were out playing on your one wheel today. You gotta make up for that, brother. Let's see if we can figure out what happened where we got a minor punt. Guessing it's this lap. Oh yeah, he locked up. I think he got on the brakes late and then he locked up. No, looks like he braked in the right spot. I think he just locked up. Yeah, he just locked up and we helped him slow down. So Chris, you said you're looking at the CSL DD as well to upgrade your setup? And you do have the Fanatec V3s? Sorry, I was trying to catch up where I was trying to focus. Yeah, I'm a helper. What can I say? He looked like he needed some help. So I offered up my rear bumper. So our safety must have gotten murdered. Yeah, we lost 0.27 on safety. It's a pretty good chunk. Lost a little bit of iRating. Yeah, the fast guy was at 38.6. That's quick. I've only managed low 40s. I've gotten pretty close to a 39, but haven't quite broken into the 39s yet. So our last race, we also took a hit on safety. That's pretty cool. You've got a setup at your shop. Might be a little more convenient to have it at your house, but that's pretty cool. It's really cool. So Eric, he actually races. He's got a couple race cars. He's got a BMW E36 that he runs, and then he's got a stock car that he road races also. So Eric sounds like he's pretty badass. So yeah, we keep getting into the top splits. So Eric Ray, RTA Motorsports Crash, he's got a Camaro ZL1, and he's done a few track days out at Thunderhill. So he gets out there periodically. He hasn't been out for a bit. Yeah, we were pretty consistent in the 40s. But it seems like to be in this top split, you've got to be at least in 39s to have any type of shot. So if we can get into a lower split, we'll have a better shot at maybe getting a good finish. It's like, let's see what we were dealing with. I'll have to look at the old. Yeah, so I mean, we had strength of field of 2,700. So I mean, the top guys are probably 4,000 or 5,000 on their iRating. So I think we'll do one more here before we take a break. Take a break, have dinner, then probably get back on in a little bit. Eric, if you ever do get on and do any races, be cool to see you. Get in some sessions. But it sounds like you don't do a lot of the lobby races. But that would definitely be cool. No, the splits are based on your iRating. And then depending on how many cars per session, they'll kind of split it up. So a lot of times if you have 30 registered, you'll have 2 splits. So a lot of times I'll end up either at the bottom of the top split or the top of the bottom split. Or if there's a bunch of splits, typically we're always kind of in the middle somewhere. So you get the lower splits where you'll have like an average of like 900 or 1,000, something like that on the iRating. And then you'll get in the higher splits where it's usually like 3,000 and above typically in the top splits. If you're staying the night there, that must be a really nice setup. And 25 minutes isn't too far from the house. That's pretty close. So Ray, RTA Motorsports, he streams as well, so he's got a pretty good stream. We even run occasionally. We'll try to get on and run races together. A lot of times we'll get in the same splits, and then a few times we've run some endurance events. So we'll team up and run endurance events periodically. So he's got a good stream to follow, but he also does a ton of reviews on different sim racing products. So he does a lot of stuff for VR and a bunch of other stuff. He recently got like a new dash that he did a pretty cool review on. Yeah, but the D license, that doesn't mean a whole lot. I mean, it's nice to be able to get into the different racing series. We've actually got a buddy. We're trying to have him get out of the rookies and the D license, but he doesn't have a lot of time, so we give him a lot of crap for it. But I've seen some really fast guys in those Miata classes. I always struggled with them for some reason. It's such a momentum car that I just couldn't find a consistent pace and momentum to be able to hang. And also, surprisingly, they draft really well. So it's important to kind of keep in the draft if you can. But once I got my license, I pretty much kind of migrated to GT3 cars. I went from the Miatas to the Cadillac, I think in the Global series, and then started running the TCRs in the IMSA Pilot. Yeah, that sounds like a pretty cool setup. Definitely a cool setup. So you're just outside of Portland is where you're at?
Exit's clear. Push.
Not sure why trading paints is not working at the moment. Okay. Yeah, I've driven through Beaverton a few times to get out to the coast. So usually when I go visit my dad, we'll fly into Portland and then we'll just rent a car.
That's a new fastest lap for Lou, 139.59. New fastest lap for Montero, 138.67.
And then drive out to the coast. I'm pretty sure if I remember right, it goes through Beaverton. Or skirts by it. Ooh.
The leader has just done a 138.58.
Trying to pretend I'm driving a lawnmower again. Yeah, some beautiful, beautiful country up there where you're at. Nice and green most of the year.
The leader's just done a 138.54.
Of course, you gotta deal with that rain.
B19.
Well, that was a lot of curb. Yeah, I'm just outside of Sacramento. We're in Roseville area of Sacramento. So we're about hour and a half, 2 hours from the ocean, and about the same distance up into the mountains. So we're kind of centrally located where we're at. Surprised that wasn't a 1X through there. I cut that curb quite a bit.
B22, that was a 141.04. This lap won't count, you've cut the track.
There you go. Good excuse to hang out at the shop. So kind of what I've noticed, obviously, in the lower splits, a lot of the people tend to be a little bit newer and they don't understand racecraft, so you get a lot of incidents. Tends to be accidental most of the time. And it seems kind of like in the middle splits is where you get a lot of, seems like more respect, I guess. People kind of look out for each other a little bit more, and the skill levels all kind of equal. I found that's some of the best racing. Every once in a while I'll get into the top splits, and I obviously don't have the pace for the top splits, but it seems like that a lot of the guys in the top splits
23rd place.
Tend to be extremely aggressive, like overly aggressive. I think you got a lot of egos. So you'll probably find that once you get out of the lower splits, the racing is definitely more enjoyable. But then you also kind of have like a limit where you get higher up with your, I mean, in real life experience. I mean, if you wanted to put in the time, you would probably have no problem getting up to well into the 2,000, 3,000 level. But not everybody has the time for that.
Okay, Jesse, we need to watch the track limits. V21.
Yeah, I kind of find that with my iRating, I bounce around a little bit. We're usually kind of between about 1500 and 2000. A couple times I've broken the 2000 mark. I think my highest I was like 2200, 2300. But then we'll kind of slip down, kind of bounce back and forth a little bit like a yo-yo. Not too long ago, we were down like at, I think we were down around 1200. I'm going to take a quick break, Eric. I'll be right back. All right, looks like we landed in the top split again. So we get a strength of field of 2.4. So Eric, this one is the fixed series. So on the Porsche Cups, they have the fixed series and then the open series, so you can kind of bounce back and forth. So they
Looks
run.
like you're clear on the pit exit. Okay, Jesse, we've got 2 laps to get the job done, mate. The track temperature is falling. It's now 19 Celsius.
So they run every hour at 45 after the hour. So you can kind of just jump from one to the next, which makes it pretty cool. And then also run the GT3 series, which are similar. So we'll run the RS Sprint Series, which is 40-minute races. 1 pit stop required. And then they have a fixed series as well, which I think is just a 25-minute race. But allows you to race back to back and same track, same cars, a lot of times the same people. Lost a little bit of time there in the hairpin, not too bad. Scrubbed off some speed there.
P10, your last lap time was at 140.44.
Okay, so you're at a level where if you probably did a couple races, you probably get bumped up to C. Oh, damn. Yeah, you've got a good safety rating, so I think a lot of times you just need to run like 4 events in a qualifying series, and then it'll promote you up to the next class. So I think the Porsche Cup, I think, is C, I'm pretty sure. And 1336 isn't...
The leader has just done a 138.52.
Isn't too shabby. I mean, if you've been running the
leader has just
MX-5
done a
Cup.
138.39. The guy behind has just done a 141.11.
Yeah, because 1336, it'll start putting you into kind of some of the middle splits. So it'll keep you out of the chaos, usually, of the lower splits. Yeah, we were in pace to do better on that lap. I think if we had done a little bit better, I think we could have been pretty close to a 40 flat. hoping at some point tonight we can break into the 39s. Scrubbed off a bunch of speed again. Came in too hot. I feel the same. Some of these guys are ridiculously fast.
That's the end of the session, P13.
Yeah, so I'm 2.1 seconds off of qualifying. Which is a lot for a track this small. But I mean, so we have 5 Division 1, and 6 Division 2. We're at Division 3, but we probably shouldn't be in Division 3. But that's based on our iRating. With the slip angles, I'm not. It's a little over my head with the aerodynamics and the slip angles. You are able to get a little bit of drafting in this car, so I do know that you do have some issues sometimes under cornering, sometimes with the loss of front downforce, which will affect your braking and turn in. And that's actually even more noticeable in the GT3 cars. The GT3 cars are so aero dependent that in high-speed corners you definitely notice the lack of downforce in the front.
P13. The air temp is 19 Celsius. Okay, Jesse, stay calm, focus. Go!
We didn't get a very good start there.
There's an incident in Nord Curve. It looks like James.
Clear on your right.
Well, that was exciting. I can see that one car just somersaulting next to us.
You're clear left.
Start's okay. Now find your groove.
Left side. Careful, still there.
There's an incident in Spitzker hairpin. It looks like silver.
Clear left.
That guy came from a long way back.
11.
We ran a little wide there.
Track limits.
Car on your left. Hold your line. Careful, still there. Clear on the left side. On your left. Easy. Hold your line. All clear on the left.
Incident in Spitzker hairpin. We think it might be Mitchell. Yellow flag. Watch out.
So I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, so I think that time when we got hit where the guy locked up, it's possible that with him being as close as he was to us, that he may not have had, probably had a loss of downforce on the front, which probably led to him locking up a little bit.
B9.
So I've raced with the guy behind us before. I know he's reasonably quick. We raced with him last week at Spa on a couple races.
Defend hard. Make them work for it.
Too much curb. Put us offline. He's gonna have a run on us.
On your right. Hold your line. Hold your line. Still there. Clear on your right.
Come on, Jesse. Don't let him get away. The leader has just done a 138.65. Fastest lap for Montero, 138.25.
Yeah, I don't know how they get into the 138s. They're just
10th position.
aliens.
That's the fastest lap. Sector 3 is 1.6. Off the pace. Track limits. Watch those lines. We're gaining on the car in front. The gap's now 0.5.
Yeah, the top 8 have just driven away. And Eli had a really good run through that last section there. guy's starting to pull away from us a little bit.
Alright Jesse, you're gaining on this car. The gap is 0.5. They're slow into turn 4. The stewards have warned us for cutting the track and keep it between the white lines. The gap to Stark behind is increasing. It's now 0.9.
Yeah, just making little mistakes.
Incident in Nord curve. It looks like it's Stark. There's an incident in Spitzkær hairpin.
He ran a little wide there, got on the curb. He was struggling to put down traction. Carrying too much speed in right there.
P10.
And it seems like Mark behind us is a little bit quicker.
Okay, Jesse, don't let this guy distract you. They're quicker than us entering Sachs.
Yeah, he's definitely quicker than we are.
Car on your right. Still there. Clear right.
Don't give up. Keep him under pressure. You're gaining on the guy in front. The gap is 0.20.
Felt like our exit was a little bit better there.
Come on, man. Smooth is fast, and we need fast right now. P11. Sector 2 is 1.5 seconds off the pace.
But carrying too much speed in that corner too. because he got out of the corner much quicker than I did. So I think he's getting into it slower, and he's able to get the car rotated a little bit easier.
Halfway home, we've got plenty of fuel. You've just done a 140.34.
See, I'm not too far off of the 39. Of course, I'm probably getting a little benefit of the draft right now, being behind Mark.
The gap in front is now 0.8. Fastest lap. You've just done a 140.30.
Yeah, so he's 0.3 of a lap quicker. We blew that corner. And I'm pretty sure that I'm benefiting a little bit right now from a little bit of a draft. Yeah, we lost about half a second with that screw up in turn 2.
The gap in front is increasing. It's now 2.2 seconds.
Looks like the lap car is moving out of the way for them. It's good sportsmanship. Looks like Eli went a little wide there.
P11. The gap behind is now 4.1 seconds.
Yeah, it's definitely a corner that I need to be more consistent with. Probably lost another half second there. Got a little too much curb there.
The gap in front is now 2.7 seconds.
I even tried to be a little bit smoother and I still overran it. It's giving us the spot.
Car on your right. All clear on the right.
The gap behind is now 2.8. You've just done a 141.26.
That's probably how I need to get through that corner right there. Definitely felt like we were able to get onto the power earlier. We had a slight lock up there. Actually done a pretty decent job of keeping reasonable care of the tires. With this car, pretty easy to lock up. And then you get the fronts really warm and it can be a handful once the fronts start to get warm. Yeah, so with this car, a lot of times tire management is really beneficial.
2 laps left. All right, Jesse, lap times are pretty consistent.
We missed the corner a little bit that time. I think we've got one more lap.
The gap behind has now decreased to 2.2 seconds. They're faster than us into turn 2. One more lap to go. We've just cut the track.
Cut that curve a little too much. I was hoping for
Left
top
flag,
10.
caution. P11, that's the end of the race. Never mind.
All in all, not too bad. I mean, we were definitely battling against some, shouldn't say battling, but definitely racing against some faster guys for sure. But we were pretty consistent, running, what, high 40s? I think we got a 40.3 was our quick lap. Alright, let's see what we did to our iRating and safety rating. I think that was our last race, right? Yeah. So results are not up quite yet. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a 40.3. That's our quick lap. So we got a small bump in safety and 39 points in iRating. So fast lap was a 38.2. Yeah, so we were 2.1 seconds off the fast lap. Yeah, I have no idea how to find that much time. I'm sure with better wheels and pedals I can be a little bit quicker, but I'm only thinking maybe a couple tenths. So to find that much time, that's a little daunting of a task. Okay, well that's pretty wild. That was the only split. Kind of surprised. Thought there would have been a couple splits. Well, we're gonna probably take a break here, have some dinner. Thanks for hanging out, Chris. Or not Chris, Eric. Jesus. Thanks for hanging out, Eric. I don't even know where I got Chris from. It's my wife's name. You're definitely not my wife. Thanks for hanging out, Eric. I appreciate it. It was cool chatting. Definitely you should get on a little more often. So this is I'm pretty sure this is a C event. So you could probably get up to your C license pretty quick. The only thing with this series, the cars are kind of a pain to drive, but that also makes it really fun. You don't have all the driver aids. Yeah, so it's a C class. I think both the fixed and open are C. And then the other series we run quite a bit. Yeah, definitely send me a friend request. Definitely, because then we could get into some practice sessions and maybe some race sessions if you start getting a little more involved. And then the other series we run is the GT3 series. So we run the fixed series, which I'll probably run some of those races later tonight. I'll see what Matt's planning on doing and Ray if he decides to get on. But Matt and I are pretty much at the same ratings, so we usually get into all the same splits together. So it's running at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, Mosport, so that's a pretty fun series. And then they have the VRS Sprint Series, which is then the longer races. So it's a Class B license, and they're 40-minute races, and you require at least one pit stop. So either we'll be running Porsche Cup later or the GT3 series. But yeah, definitely send me a friend request on iRacing. And then feel free to subscribe to my YouTube, or also I'm on Instagram too. So a lot of times it's easier to kind of find me on Instagram. which I think is in some of my YouTube links. So you can find all my social media and stuff there. Are you on Instagram? I'd love to be able to see your race cars and your shop. Yeah, if you're on Instagram, you should hit me up. Here, I'll look you up. All right, Eric, I found you. All right, Eric, I just sent you a friend request on iRacing. Okay, so it looks like you've run some of the TCR cars in the past. All right, Eric, I got you accepted, so maybe. All right, I'm trying to accept your request, and it's not letting me. I wonder if because I also sent you a request. I'm going to cancel my request to you. See if that works. Okay, that worked. It should. Come on. Let me refresh here. I think it worked. Okay, Eric, I've got you added. So you'll be able to see whenever I'm racing, and anytime you're on, I'll be able to check you out as well. Well, thanks, Eric. I greatly appreciate it. If you're around later, probably be sometime after 9 o'clock, I would think. But if you're around later, probably be streaming again. Probably be doing some more racing. I don't always stream, but I'm trying to be a little more consistent with it. It still is something I'm kind of learning as far as interacting and everything. So trying to get better at it, more consistent. My buddy that was in the chat earlier, Crash with RTA, he's got a pretty big following. He used to stream a lot, and he's wanting to get into it a little bit more. So he's got me trying to get in, he's trying to get me to be more consistent with it. Yeah, so if you're around later, let me know, or keep an eye out. So thanks again, Eric. we'll see you soon, and I look forward to connecting with you again in the future. If you're not able to make it on